Hello, everyone. In this session, we want to discuss enterprise print management. With enterprise print management, everything is centralized. We have centralized print management on Windows Server 2012 R2. Windows Server 2012 R2 has a role called Print, Document, and Services. Using this role, you can centralize the printing of documents, the installation of drivers, the troubleshooting of printers and print servers. You are able to manage printing for the entire enterprise from within the Windows Print Management console. Here we have a Server 2012 R2 server with the print server role installed. And what we have here is, instead of the print job going to the printer, the network printer directly, or connected locally to the user's computer, the print job is sent to the print server. And the print server in turn then distributes the jobs to the network printers within the organization. The print management console provides real-time information about the status of printers and print servers on the network and can send you notifications or scripts when your printers need attention. With this console, you're able to connect to and manage printers on the print server. The biggest benefit of using Windows Server 2012 as a print server, again, is centralized management of printing. You can install printer devices centrally on the server and then distribute them to workstations. And of course, from one place, you can troubleshoot printers. If there's an error on the network for a printer, you're actually going to be notified on your print server of that error, and you're going to be able to fix that error. We're going to take a look at installing the print services role. We're going to be creating shared printers. We want to look at configuring Branch Office Direct Printing. Branch Office Direct Printing is simply being able to print directly to a printing device instead of printing to the print server. And you might want on occasion to print directly to a printer, especially if the WAN connectivity is having a problem. Then you want an alternative. We're also going to look at listing the printer in Active Directory, which allows the user to search for the printer on the network. We are going to install the print management console, and we're here on the server manager screen, and we want to click on manage, add roles and features. Click next on the before you begin screen. Click next on the select installation type screen. And our default server is the local server, so we're going to accept that server by clicking next. And on the role page, we want to click on print and document services. That is the role that we're installing. We want to select Add Features. We want to take a minute here, a moment, to look at the print and document services description. Print and document services enables you to centralize print server and network printer management tasks. With this role, you can also receive scanned documents from network scanners and route documents to a shared network resource, Windows SharePoint Services site, or email address. The next thing we want to do is to continue by clicking on Next. On our feature page, we continue by clicking on Next again. And on the print and document services page here, we want to review the notes. These notes are here for the administrator before we click Next. There are some things here that we need to note. Windows Server 2012 supports print queues using either Type 3 or Type 4 printers. Version 3 drivers allowed the administrator to manage a large number of drivers. With version 3 driver, you have to make sure that you have the specific driver that was needed for a printer installed on the print server. We now have version 4 driver model, and that provides a simple but flexible management experience. Printer sharing with version 4 drivers does not require the installation of drivers that match the client architecture. In addition to that, the driver files are isolated from each other, preventing driver file name conflicts. Using the version 4 model, print class drivers are provided that support features that are common to a broad set of devices. And we had looked previously at Easy Print driver, and that would be an example of a version 4 print driver. We want to click Next on the Print and Document Services screen to continue. And our role service is Print Server. You can see it here. So we're going to click Next on the Print Server role. And we're going to click on Install. Installation succeeded, so we can close. So we're going to click on Close. Our next task is to install a printer. So we're going to click on Tools, select Print Management. We're going to expand Print Servers, expand the print server, London Server 1, and we want to right-click on printers and click on Add Printer. We want to select Add a TCP IP or web service printer by IP address or host name, and that is the default. You can see that is already checked off, so we can go ahead and click on Next. We want to change the type of device to TCP/IP. So we're going to click the down arrow and we're going to choose TCP/IP device. In the host name or IP address, we want to type the address, and the address is 172.16.0.200. And we want to press enter. And here we want to remove this tick from auto detect the printer driver to use. So we're going to clear that tick. And then we want to click on next. On the device type, we want to choose generic, and that's there by default. So we're going to click on next to continue. And we want to select install a new driver, and that is already selected here by default. So we could go ahead and click next. We want to select Microsoft as the manufacturer. So under the printer side, we're going to scroll down to find Microsoft. So we're scrolling down until we see Microsoft. There's Microsoft, so we're going to click on Microsoft for the manufacturer. And then on the right-hand side, for the printers, we want to select the Microsoft XPS class driver. So we're going to click on that printer. Then we're going to click on next. We want to change the printer name to Branch Office Printer. So we're going to open up all printers so we can see the printer. And we want to change the name to Branch Office Printer. So I'm going to type Branch Office. Printer. I'm going to press enter. And then we can go ahead and click next. We're going to leave that share name, Microsoft XPS class driver. And we're going to go ahead and click next. Click next again to continue. And we want to click finish to complete the installation of the print driver. Now we're going to go back to that Branch Office printer because we want to enable Branch Office direct printing. So we're going to open all printers again by double clicking. We're going to right click on Branch Office printer and we're going to select Enable Branch Office Direct Printing. Now we also want to list the printer in Active Directory. So we're going to right click on the Branch Office printer. We're going to click on Properties. And we're going to click on the Sharing tab. And we're going to select List in the Directory. And that is how the user is able to search for the printer because it's listed within Active Directory. If you're on the network and you want to search for a particular printer, you have to list that printer, or the administrator has to list that printer in Active Directory. Our next task is configuring printer pooling. We're going to click OK here to close the box. Printer pooling allows a group of physical printers to share the same name and function as if they were one printer. You can avoid congestion on a network printer by creating a printer pool, which is a group of printers attached to a common print queue. Here you can see we have a group of printers in the printer room, and these printers are attached to the print queue. You have users on the network in separate cubicles, and each of them, instead of sending the print job directly to the printer, the print job is going to the printer queue. All the printers in the printer pool must share the same driver, so they need to be the same model. The printers are usually located physically next to each other, so the end user knows where to pick up his print job. In the company, printer pools are usually placed in dedicated print rooms. In case you're wondering what a print queue is, a print queue, as you can see here on the screen, is a list of printer output jobs. So when you send your job to the printer, it goes in a print queue. And the jobs are held there in the print queue until they're ready to be printed. So if you were to open your print queue, you'll be able to see the current status of all the printing jobs. Those jobs that are pending, you'll be able to see the current job that is printing. And remember, in printer pooling, what is going to happen is that all the jobs will go to the print queue. And the printer that is available, if you send a job, the job will go to the first available printer. So remember, to avoid congestion on a network, you create the printer pool. If you didn't have the printer pool, you'd be sending all your print jobs to one printer, and your printer might not be able to handle all those print jobs. So you have a group of printers, and the group of printers are attached to the common print queue so that multiple documents can be printed simultaneously. So networking printing will allow usually more than one user to share a common printer. But if you have too many people trying to use that same printer, you're going to get congestion. Printer pooling is the answer. So we're going to look now and see how we configure printer pooling. In this demonstration, we're going to be configuring printer pooling. We are in the Print Management console, and we want to right-click on ports and click Add Port. In the Printer Ports dialog box, we want to choose Standard TCP/IP port. So we're going to click on Standard TCP/IP port, and then we want to click on New Port. In this Add Standard TCP/IP Printer Port wizard, we want to click Next. And then in the printer name or IP address, we want to type our IP address, which is 172.16.0.201. And we want to press enter. And then in the next box here, we're going to press next. And we want to accept the generic network card, the standard generic network card. So we're going to click next at that screen. And now we need to click finish to close the add standard TCP/IP printer port wizard. We want to click on close to close this dialog box. Now we are back in the print management console, and we want to right click on branch office printer and click on properties. We want to click on the ports tab and we want to enable printer pooling. So this is where we enable printer pooling. We have to be on the ports tab, and you can see at the bottom left of the dialog box, enable printer pooling. So we're going to check that box. And now we want to choose the other port. So our other port here is 172.16.0.201 rather. So we're going to click the checkbox to the left of that address to select it as the second port, because with printer pooling you must have more than one port. Once we have selected that port, we want to click on OK to close the branch office property dialog box, and we can go ahead and close the print management console. Now, our next task is installing a printer on the client computer. So we want to go into Control Panel. We're going to click here on the File Explorer icon. I'm going to click the up arrow here to get the Control Panel. We can see Control Panel here. We want to open Control Panel. And under Hardware and Song, so you see Hardware and Song, you click to open Hardware and Song. And then you want to click Add a Device. The device that we want is the branch office printer. So we're going to click on branch office printer, and then we're going to click next to continue. Now once we do that, the device installs automatically. And you will see the device that is being installed on the screen, and that is all we do to install the printer on the client computer. That is the end of the session. I want to thank you for listening.